Hello and welcome to the SMI shooting floor on the Mahe Bengaluru campus. I'm Niret Alva and I'm here to speak about a brand new series that we're about to shoot. It's called PG Talks at SMI. We are here to speak to faculty members who are going to talk about these fantastic postgrad courses so that you know which one to apply for and which one to choose. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to PG Talks at SMI. With me today is Vineeta Rath. And Vineeta, I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us about the course that you lead.
Awesome. Thank you, Niret. So I am Vineeta. I manage the Experience Design program here, the MA in Experience Design program. And I've been managing it for almost 8 years now. And that's also my tenure at Srishti as a faculty and an associate professor. And earlier I was working in the space of user experience design as a practitioner and lead strategist for both commercial corporations and also in smaller capacities as freelancer for NGOs. So I've done that bit, and but my training is in architecture and industrial design. So all of that kind of comes together to also in some ways inform the experience design practice that I
So tell us a little bit about the kind of students that you hope will sign up for a course like this, that you would want to welcome to a course like this.
Okay, so honestly, anybody who is interested to ask the more fundamental questions about what makes for good experiences, or even the foundation of how do I create a journey for people to walk through their lives in more authentic and experiential ways, and therefore what kind of mediums or artifacts I can create or infrastructures I can design in service of that. So it could be in any space actually. So you could not only be designing with digital, which seems to be the kind of associated jargon. You could actually be working with physical spaces, digital and physical spaces, hybrid forms of experiences. So it's not limited. So people with backgrounds in psychology, sociology, architecture, engineering, any kind, as long as they're curious about doing designing for experiences, which again I must mention that cannot be designed really. You can craft for situations where experiences can emerge. So whoever's interested in that can actually enroll. Yeah.
I'm a potential student to your course. I come to the website and there are these very scary terms there, SOP and EOC. So how should I be filling up these?
Okay, first things first, don't worry about it. We are trying to use that as a means to understand how you think, what your approaches to learning are, or to understand a situation really, not yet approaches to learning. That happens through the conversation and the interview. Because experience design especially is more about unlearning than learning. And because it's very jargonized, and again if you look at Nielsen-Norman and the new definitions of is experience design, the next iteration of UX, fair point, and UI UX is what pulls people to this area. But we're really not kind of interested to see your skills. We want you to move away from that and really question, is this how it needs to be designed? So what we are really looking at is people who have done things and been able to do them in a proper way. Like, have they followed their process? Are they articulating their process in a way that we can also understand and understand how they are building or making sense of something? So that's broadly the kind of thing we want to understand from their EOCs and SOPs.
Okay. If you are to crystallize my experience as a student over the 2 years that I'll be here, potentially, take me through that journey.
Okay, so since I mentioned it is about unlearning first, so we first ask this big question of what is an experience? Can it be defined? What is the materiality of an experience? So currently the kind of structure for the core studios, which is kind of the anchoring, because as students would also know that there is a lot of navigation amid all the courses. So we've planned it in a way that the first unit is to unpack things. First to understand. So, and when we say students of all, disciplines or, curiosities about things are welcome, because we don't have a set, you need to know these kind of things to come in. So we're looking at what is an experience? How do I define an experience? How does another person define an experience? So we get our foundational definitions right first in the unpacking experiences, interactions sort of a course. Then we start looking at it from me, and now it's outside. Look at the systems around me. How are services and systems designed? You start questioning things in relationship in the level 2. And in level 3, it's about really tinkering with things or learning to make. And so that's like every semester has these anchors where you are first questioning to understand, then you understand at a systems and larger level, and the third level is actually then how do I make. And because people come from this digital, physical, hybrid interests, we do want them to tinker. So we have a course which lets them tinker based on the context. So it's very important to understand context before you design or even think of doing design. You can also step back and say, I don't want to design here because design is overkill here. So for that, you need a laddering. So hopefully by the third semester, that understanding and reflection is there.
So I finished my 2 years here at SMI. What are the kind of doors that open to me? What are the kind of avenues that I can sort of walk into?
Oh, anything. If you have, if you get your foundation straight, all doors open. Depends on which door you choose to enter. So you could look at the more classic job profiles of a service designer, experience designer, lead strategist. But you start ground up, of course. You use an experience researcher. And these fields are wide now, and we want students to be empowered in just 2 things. Can they reflection and action? Can they do reflection and action as they move about? Can they think through what they're making and make informedly, and also the ethics of making? And that's actually applicable in all sectors. So you go across and you can choose what you want to do. So you can go for a UI or a UX job anytime. But that's the basic, that's the hygiene. You can do much more, and you can be an entrepreneur tomorrow. Depends on the important questions you are asking and how you want to enter social material systems to build or to respond or to research. Yeah.
Okay, what about AI? How are you dealing with it?
So really, again, AI is a tool. First, it is artificial intelligence. It is not real wisdom. There's a difference. There's a big difference. And the way that we are negotiating is to first really question, understand, how does it work? How does a neural network work? How do you even make sense of that? When books came about, the threat was it will take away knowledge from here into that. No, humans are smarter than that. I think we need to really thoughtfully negotiate that space of what is it about, what does it change, how is it, like we have to ask the more foundational question than get threatened by AI. That's what I feel, and that's precisely possibly also why we ask people to understand how things work. If you are not sure about how things work and you're glossing over it, doesn't work. So we want to in fact figure that out, looping back, your SOP and EOC, we want to understand, have you really gone deep into what you were studying or what you were researching on? So that's important. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Vineeta, I want you to look into that camera and speak to potential students and address them.
Oh, wow. Okay. First, just trust yourself and your capacity of really looking at something and being curious, and just starting on a very unknown journey technically, because you'll start something like experience which is vast and it can feel chaotic. And what is the definition? Like my current students also keep asking me, I don't still have a definition for experience, and you can't. It's different for everybody. So don't try to get it right, because there's no one right answer in design anyway. I would say just come very authentically and really, and come with an attitude to unlearn and ask deep questions. Listen, and then you'll be good. So just apply, I would say. Take the risk of applying and seeing where it goes. And it's just a 2-year way of learning how to see things differently, which is true for all of our courses, I would say. But what happens for experienced designers is they start to notice things differently and start noticing different things. So if you want that, to happen, then please just hop on board, apply.
Vineeta, Rath, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.